The update on Jadeveon Clowney, scheduled to arrive in Cleveland later today. The thought is he will take a physical with the Browns and then potentially, if they can agree to terms, become a Cleveland Brown. National media folks who have been skeptical of the Browns think if they get Jadeveon Clowney, there's some big things ahead for the Browns.
Guys, y'all know how I've been with Baker Mayfield. The issue is if he doesn't take a step back, Cleveland is going to be better than they were last year.
Yeah.
And Stefanski did a phenomenal job. Now there's film now on the Cleveland Browns and how they like to play football. So teams adjust to that. That's the way the NFL goes. But if Baker Mayfield can continue to trend and they sign Jadeveon Clowney, which I want to gush over, because sometimes people get it twisted, because Jadeveon doesn't have these crazy wild sack numbers. And look, rightfully so. That comes with being the number one overall pick, the speed, the ability, all of these things you look at. But you put him across from Myles Garrett, and you have this defensive line and a healthy back end, like Cleveland was ravaged with injury as well from a defensive standpoint with young guys, Grant Delpit and those guys on the back end. Ward was not there all season long. This can be a great team, not a good team. This can be a great team. It's about their quarterback continuing to progress, and defensively, if they stay healthy and they sign Jadeveon Clowney, between him and this could be the dark horse Super Bowl team, G. And it's so crazy that I'm saying that about the Cleveland Browns, but it's legit based on how we saw them play last year.
So there you go. National media buying into the potential of the Browns being a Super Bowl team. Let's welcome in Mac Robinson from the Hurry Up podcast. Mac, as always, appreciate the time. What do you think? Are you lining up among the many to say, yeah, this is a dark horse Super Bowl team?
You know, I'll go one step further, to be honest. I think that dark horse is a little bit of an overused term, I feel like, because dark horse insinuates that they're not really expected to be in that. I would say this, the Cleveland Browns moniker, I think that's where the dark horse comes in. If you are looking at this as just no names at all, just a team that pushed the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs to the brink of elimination in the divisional round, and they improved their defense vastly, still have a draft to come up, and on top of that, the offense is still having another year of continuity. I think that this is one of the top teams in the AFC, period. I'll put them in the top three, to be quite honest. So I think that dark horse, I wouldn't quite go that far. I would say even farther than that. I think that they're one of the top three teams in the AFC.
When you look at what Clowney brings, and we saw everybody that is against the Browns signing him points to no sacks, only had 3 sacks the year before that. You saw in that graphic the pressure rate. The other thing that is you can't deny is he's really good against the run. And, oh, by the way, he gives Myles Garrett a pretty substantial running mate. So I think there's a cumulative effect if his medicals check out. That's what they're looking into now. So that it's progressed to the point where they want to get a look at the knee and make sure he's healthy.
Yeah, and that's going to be the major wild card when it comes to this. As long as he's healthy, all of a sudden, I think that the Browns are going to be absolutely all in, as they've shown the last 2 years. But I think that the big part with Clowney is that, you know, everywhere he's gone, to an extent, he's had to be the guy. In Houston, he was the number 1 overall pick. He had those expectations on him. Then getting traded to Seattle, obviously the high expectations of being the top pass rusher there. And even going to Tennessee, where he was paid well enough to where you were expecting that sack production. You were expecting those numbers to be there. In Cleveland, he doesn't have to be the guy for the first time in his career. So you see him having Myles Garrett opposite of him. You have Takk McKinley, another first-round pick, behind him to, you know, alleviate him a little bit. So I feel like with Jadeveon Clowney, this is the only spot that he can go to where he doesn't have to be the main guy and have those high expectations, you know, set upon him going into his landing spot.